Hello family, welcome back to our channel. Right now we have a very serious news trending, and there seems to be an inner house problem already, shifting out, although Ima Powerful is trying to nip it in the bud. But we just hope that it would at this level be corrected, because right now as we speak, more issues are coming up in IPOB family. There ought to be one united front as at now, judging the fact that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is in detention in DSS in Nigeria. And if there's anything he needs right now, it's a united family holding his back and holding his front. Don't also forget that Simeon Ekpa was appointed by Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, to be broadcasting in IPOB platform, judging the fact that he had his own social media platform, and they saw how articulate he was, and they brought him in to continue the works he has been doing in other platforms. But right now, more stories are coming up that is actually not good to the ears. But eventually, I just hope that this whole thing will settle itself. But before we go to the news proper, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB on Wednesday explained why Simeon Ekpa may no longer continue as a broadcaster on Radio Biafra. IPOB disclosed that Ekpa has refused to follow laid-down rules of operation in Radio Biafra, hence the need to discontinue with his services. Ekpa was engaged as one of the broadcasters on Radio Biafra shortly after the rearrest of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. However, the group said Ekpa's services may no longer be needed because he has refused to sign the rules of engagement and code of conduct guarding those broadcasting on Radio Biafra. A statement by Ima Powerful reads, "The global family of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, ably led by our great leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has observed with regret that Simeon Ekpa, whom our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave an appointment and duty to start broadcasting on Radio Biafra, doesn't want to follow the laid-down rules of operation in Radio Biafra. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave the directive while in detention, but Mazi Simeon Ekpa has refused to follow these principles. Mazi Simeon Ekpa has refused to sign the rules of engagement and code of conduct guiding those broadcasting on Radio Biafra. We don't understand why Mazi Ekpa would not allow or would not like to follow the steps of other broadcasters on the platform who have since done the needful. IPOB is a big movement and cannot just change the rules because of one individual, as this may set a bad precedent. Mazi Simeon Ekpa is hard-working Biafran whose immense contribution towards the restoration of Biafra are highly appreciated. But for not signing the code of conduct as a broadcaster on Radio Biafra, he may not continue to have the opportunity of broadcasting via the platform. This decision was not intended to ridicule or undermine anyone, but to prove to all that due process cannot be compromised in IPOB. IPOB is a well-structured movement where activities of members are regulated with well-thought-out rules. No one should act in a way that suggests that the laws are meant for a certain group of people. While Mazi Simeon Ekpa has the right to make his broadcast on any social media and other platform of his choice, he may no longer broadcast on Radio Biafra as one of the official broadcasters." Now, this is getting quite sad. It's getting quite unbecoming, because right now I'm sure that all the IPOB family all over the world would want to see a united front now that their leader is in detention temporarily, I guess, in Nigeria in DSS detention. And they would want to keep a united front, being the fact that they want to be seen as one detention of their leader. And now with Simeon Ekpa, one would wonder, why is it that he wouldn't want to sign a document of that magnitude? I guess I'm just guessing, maybe some of the code of conduct could be, being broadcasting in a more nicer manner, or being careful with foul languages, or probably signing some signatures not to hijack the platform, so that in case anytime Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he would also still have access to his platform. I guess they're looking at so many reasons, and they're now making it also sound also that no one is higher than the other. If you're coming into the broadcast, of course you should lead, so that tomorrow you don't say, I have pushed this platform from where it was to where it is now, so I own equal rights with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I guess I'm just guessing maybe those are one of the things they're trying to guide, so that they'll follow due process, it will follow due movement. There will not be any rancor as at when Mazi Nnamdi comes out. So I guess looking at it, one would also wonder, don't also forget that Simeon Ekpa himself is also a lawyer, who a Finnish one for that matter, and one would he has resident permit or a citizen of Finland. So one would expect that he also is also looking at so many things. And I also guess that Ima Powerful is trying to hold the front for the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, so that anytime he comes, the platform still recognizes him as the leader. But don't also forget very quickly that they're not stopping him from making broadcasts in other places. Simeon Ekpa, of course, have the right to broadcast in any other social media platform, but definitely not Radio Biafra, because they're looking at a synergy, so that when they say Ipob family said this, it will be recognized as Ipob family and not Simeon Ekpa. And I also feel that, personal opinion, I feel that they want a situation where Simeon Ekpa will not be seen as Ipob and Ipob will not be seen as Simeon Ekpa. However, one would have expected that even before Simeon Ekpa is allowed to broadcast in IPOB platform, one would have expected that he should have apexed signed the code of conduct agreement, just like every other broadcaster, before he's even allowed, to broadcast. There was so much, IPOB had to come around, correct the insinuation that he has taken over or he's a replacement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, indeed, he did say that he was given the appointment to go ahead and start broadcasting on the platform of IPOB family. But just like Ima Powerful has said, they needed him to sign some sort of agreement and code of conduct, that this is laid down rules. Even in any place of employment, there's always that rule of engagement. Oh, this is your roles, these are your functions, your job functions, and this is what you shouldn't do per time, and this, if you do this, you are going to get sanctions and all that. Then you sign. If it's okay with you, you sign. But right now he has already started broadcasting. People have started seeing him as one of the major broadcasters in IPB family, and now it will be a bit difficult, technically speaking, for him to sign, because right now he's seeing it as, I've been appointed. I am not like every other person that should come around and begin to talk. I was appointed from the leader himself, so I'm above all this. So it has already started. The segregation has already begun, and if it continues like this, I'm afraid already there's going to be division within the house, because others will feel like lower class broadcasters, while he'll be seen as a major class broadcaster. Or maybe eventually he will see himself as, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not around, then I'm the second in command, technically speaking. So I guess that's why Ima Powerful is trying to correct this notion now, to nip it in the bud before it escalates and breaks the bond has already been created in IPOB. However, that's where we're going to wrap it up. What is your take on the fact that the way it is going, if it's not, organized now, and the fact also that Ikpa now has his own platform? I just hope that they will at some point not clash it out, and they will not begin to speak out some nitty-gritties that ought to be an in-house thing and not an outside. Let's put it in our comment section, please. What's your take?